Hi everyone, Nick Kratikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and tonight you're watching me on Bowdabra. We are live here on Bowdabra each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and as always, not always, but over the last year or so I'd say, Alex is behind the camera, so as you come in, be sure to thank Alex for recording tonight. And we have a whole lot of bows to make. We're also going to be creating a super easy and trendy fall wreath. So here is our large Bowdabra. You can find all of the supplies we're using tonight, including the Bowdabra, the wires, and the ribbon, and the grapevine, at nicksseasonaldecor.com. We carry the large Bowdabra and both the silver and gold wire. As you can see, this wire comes on a 100-yard spool. So this 100-yard spool actually lasts a really long time, at least 6 months for me. So as you come in, let me know where you're watching from, and Bowdabra is giving away a free roll of scrunchy ribbon tonight.
Hi everyone. Hi Michelle.
Hey Michelle, just sharing the video. Let's see. Hey Pam. Pam's from Orlando, Florida, and I'm sure that'd be really nice to be right now. Actually, we know a few people that are at Disney right now, which is in Orlando. But we haven't been there since many years ago, right?
Yeah,
We were
long
really
time
young.
ago.
So we're going to start off by cutting a length of wire. I like to cut it a little bit longer than I anticipate needing it. Reason for that is that it's better to be a little bit wasteful than having to cut a whole extra piece and place it on. And truthfully, you're never 100% sure how long you need it for any project. Of course, as you design, you get used to how long to cut it, but you might want to switch it up, right? You might create a bow for a wreath or for an intended project, and then decide you don't like it there and you want to do something else with it. So we're going to use one of our 50-yard spools. This gray color is one of my favorites because it's so universal and it works for pretty much every season and holiday. So we're going to start with our funky bow. You guys really love these bows. So to make one of these, what you can do, and let me show you guys two different methods. We'll start with the gray, doing it all pre-cut. So I'm just cutting about 24-inch long pieces. The longer you cut them, the bigger your bow. Doesn't necessarily mean you always want a massive bow, so definitely play around with it. If you haven't made many bows in the past, my biggest tip is to always practice, and then you'll get kind of a feel for how big your loop should be and your tail should be.
Hi Judy. Hi Mary. Hey Donna. Hi Maxine.
Hey you guys, hey Judy, welcome. So I'm just cutting these all random lengths, as you can see. And I love to show you guys that and express that to you guys because I know lots of you guys are like me when I first started, which is to, be a perfectionist. And it's not going to do much for you. It really won't. I know it might seem like it, and you'll get that perfect bow. But if you like the way I make bows, I'm giving you guys exactly what I do, which is that imperfect look. So as you can see, we cut these actually a lot longer than we typically make funky bows, but I think this is going to give a really cool spidery effect. Hey Pat, Pat would love to win.
Hi Donna from West Virginia.
Hey Donna. So I'll work these in. So how many of you guys have seen me live before here on Bowdabra? If you have, let me know down below. And if it's your first time, welcome. Let me know that as well.
Hi Teresa. She's watching from Florida.
Hi Teresa. So notice what I'm doing too. We just put our last piece with our loops on the left-hand side, or your right. Now we're going to switch it up and place our next piece on the opposing side. And in doing so, what you end up doing is, it makes it a little bit easier on yourselves when it comes time to fluff. So the least amount of work you can do is definitely the best method. That way you're not driving yourselves crazy trying to pull those loops apart, pull those tails apart. It's nice and easy. Linda's watched before. Jean has watched every week. Thank you, Jean. First timer here from Florida. Welcome, Sally. Okay, so that is all of the loops we're going to do. So this is going to give a really spidery bow, or spidery effect. And what I mean by that is having these longer tails, they kind of look like a spider, right? So I don't think in a creepy way, but you guys can let me know later on.
Lisa says, I've seen you live from Illinois.
From Illinois.
Donna says, I love watching every week and I would love to win.
Thank you, Donna. All right, so I just cut off my wire because we do send our pictures or our final bow pictures to Bowdabra, and I never like the wires to be showing, so I always snip them off ahead of time. We actually started doing it ahead of time, and it makes life a little easier, right, Al?
Yeah.
So that's just, for us taking photos, but for you guys, you would keep your wires, and then you would go ahead and secure it to your wreath, your garland, your swag, your lantern, wherever you decide to display your beautiful bow. So just dovetailing now, and to dovetail, what we're going to do is take those tails, fold them in half, and cut from the middle out towards the wired edge at an angle. And what that does is provides that perfect finishing touch.
Hi, Janice from Wisconsin.
Hey, Janice.
Hi, Sandra. Kathy says, I love you following for almost 2 years.
2 years. Welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, that's all of the dovetailing. Let's clean up our mess because I'm really bad about doing that. So, nobody needs New Year's resolutions. Just make those changes now. And one of my changes is to be a little bit neater with my studio. So let's fluff it out. To fluff, all I'm doing is I'm pulling apart the tails on either end and just kind of arranging them nicely. So one thing that I look for when fluffing my bows is to make sure that there's really no creases. Since this is wired ribbon does crease and crinkle. So what I mean by that is, see that? So just straighten them out, get any of those creases out. Later on, we can decide if we want to fluff this a little bit more casually and have those loops kind of bend like that. But you don't want any super hard creases.
Hi, Danae.
Hey, Danae. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well.
Hey, Cindy. She says, watch you all the time from Alabama.
Thank you, Cindy.
It's Robin's first time watching. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Robin. Thank you for tuning in. And there, we have a very pretty bow. What do you guys think of that? Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. So don't forget, both Bowdabra and Nick's Seasonal Decor have free crafting groups. You can join the Bowdabra fan gallery at the link down below. And while you're at it, don't forget to join the Nick's Seasonal Decor crafting community. Both groups are a great resource for, additional inspiration and to see what else everybody else is up to, right? See other designers and other crafters and their creations. So there's the first bow of the night. I think that turned out really pretty. I love the gray. I think gray works year-round. We've done lots of religious designs with them. We've done Christmas. We've done Halloween. We actually have a Frankenstein sign in stock, Alex, which I think maybe we'll do as we approach Halloween a little bit closer. Maybe we'll do it here on Bowdabra if you guys would like to see. We'll take our wire, place it right into the slit up top.
Hi, Teresa.
Hey, Teresa. And I see we have almost 200 live viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. So for this bow, why don't we actually work in 2 different sizes? We just got these new ribbons in stock. They're 7/8" ribbons, and we're going to show you guys how to make several bows using them. It's one of my favorite sizes, and I'm so happy that they came in, just the other day because I've been patiently, or impatiently, I should say, waiting for them. So this ribbon is a 1.5" ribbon, and this is a 7/8". It's made out of the same exact material, just different widths. This one is wired as well. And never be afraid of mixing ribbons that are the same, or same width, or same color, or even pattern, just different widths. It adds a visual interest and it creates for something different, creates a more, what's the word I'm looking for, Alex? More unique bow, because it's not going to stand out as much as a contrasting color would, but it's going to add texture. And the more texture you can add, the better off you are. So I'll come back in with a narrow ribbon.
Andrea would love to win tonight. Hi, Juanita.
Hey, Juanita. Come back in with the 1.5". So we added 2 lengths of tails. I like to rotate my Bowdabra to work in my ribbons. You may decide just to rotate your hands in your ribbon.
Hi, Joan from the UK.
Hey, Joan. So that's 2 loops. We'll do 2 on each side. Actually, let's do 3, right? Might as well. So these loops are about 3.5" or so.
We have Peggy from Kentucky. She says, it's been a while since I've been able to catch a Monday live. Sure could use some free ribbon.
Well, welcome back, Peggy.
Hi,
nice
Michelle.
to see you. Hey, Michelle. So we worked in 3 loops on each side of the 1.5" at about 3.5" or so. Now we'll come back in with the 7/8" ribbon, and we'll work in a few loops of this too.
Darlene got her order today, and she loves everything.
Thank you, Darlene. Thank you for your order, and I'm so happy that you love everything. Be sure to share pictures and tag us in it. I would love to see what you've made. So we'll do a few loops of these. So that's 2. Let's come back in with 1 more smaller one, and this is known as what, Alex?
The button loop.
The button loop. So we don't do this for all bows, but this bow we're going to do it. I think it's going to look pretty. Then we can take our wires to the middle, take those two cut ends, pull them through the loop. And I see we have over 200 viewers. Thank you guys for tuning in. Take those wires, pull them really, really tight. Flip your bow over and tie from behind. You always want to do at least 2 or 3 knots. 1 knot, you know, things can happen. So always tie it 2 times, and if you're like me, 3 times. Because if it fails on the second one, then it's just a shame. And you definitely don't want that to happen. So then see how we have that little excess ribbon? We don't need that. We can just snip that off. You always want to leave a little bit of an overhang, but any more than that, it's going to show when you display your bow. And you never really want to see that little piece. That's what the button loop is there for, is to cover it up. So now we can fluff it out. So we'll pull the smaller loops on either side of the 7/8 inch. Look at how pretty that looks in the middle. Pull out the 3 bigger loops. And there you have a very pretty orange bow. What do you guys think of that? Hey, Jennifer. So then what you can do too is you can dovetail your tails like I showed you earlier. Another option you can do is to just curl them up. And it really depends, not necessarily on the design. I'd say for me, it depends on my mood. Sometimes I feel like dovetailing, and sometimes I feel like just curling it up. You can't go wrong with either method. It's just whatever your personal preference is. So just to curl them, since it's wired ribbon, I just roll it up like that. Make sure you do that to all of them, or dovetail. And there you have another pretty bow. You guys liking that? I think that turned out really pretty.
I like the curls on it.
You like the curls?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. So there's that bow.
Darlena says, I can never make that bow, and that is my favorite style.
Well, my biggest tip is just to continue with it, right? Eventually you'll get the hang of it, whether it's the first time or the second time or the 100th time. You'll eventually get it. It'll click, and you'll be rocking those bows out. Like I said to you guys before, people pay good money for bows. You go to your local craft store or local Walmart or home improvement store, their bows are like $10 and up for very poor quality bows. So, you know, I'm sure your friends and family would love to support you as well as your customers, for those of you with businesses, by making your own handmade bows and selling them. So we personally don't. We create so many bows here that we just give them to our wreath customers. But for those of you in business, a quick tip is to, you know, maximize your profits and maximize as many things as you can do. So now we have this ribbon, and I want to do another funky bow. However, this time we're going to show you guys how to work it into the Bowdabra. So I showed you guys by cutting a bunch of leftover pieces or cutting a bunch of pieces separately. Now I'll show you guys how to work it inside the Bowdabra and then snip it off as you go. So the process is very similar. It's not really adding time or taking time away because you still got to do that cut anyway.
Hi, Gina, watching from Georgia.
Welcome, Gina.
Welcome, Rosie from Ohio.
How's everyone doing? How was your weekend? Wow, it was the weekend, wasn't it? Hope you guys had a great weekend. I think this blue would look nice. You like that blue, Alex?
Yeah, I do like it.
So,
Hi, Peggy from Florida.
we'll remove that. I forgot I wanted to do 2 ribbons because I talked to myself and I forget what my next step is. So we'll just remove that, come back in with the blue. Shirley's from Kentucky. So we've been to Kentucky, but we've just driven through, right? But I would love to take another trip there. I love to travel, but not for extended periods of time. Alex knows that. The shorter the trip, oftentimes is the better. I get nervous with traveling. So let me know if you guys like to travel. Me personally, I like it in small doses, and if it's not crazy, crazy far. You know, outside of the country, me and Alex were the only ones in the family that have been outside. Well, Canada. Dad's been to Canada. And yeah, was obviously born in Greece. But you know, some places can be 18, 20 hours. You know, I've always wanted to go to Australia. I just don't know if I can make that flight.
It's a long plane ride.
It's a long flight. So coming back in with another gingham.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you for the follow.
Hey, Michelle. Nice to see you. Coming back in with the blue.
Linda is watching from Chesterfield, I know I'm going to say that wrong. It's Derbyshire?
Derbyshire, I believe.
Derbyshire.
Well, welcome.
UK.
Welcome from the UK.
And she would like to win tonight. So welcome, Linda.
Yes, me and Alex were in the Heathrow Airport for a total of 2.5 hours. We would have loved to explore London, but we were on a layover, so we didn't see Big Ben. But we'll make it over there. What do they say? Is it across the pond, or is that Australia?
I think that is Australia.
I think that might be the UK. I'm not sure, you guys.
We're not good on geography.
Nope.
Me and Nick.
All right, coming back in by dovetailing. I'm even going to dovetail the 7/8 inch ribbon, and I see we're at almost 250 viewers. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to let us know where you're watching from. And if you enjoy watching me here on Bowdabra, let me know. It's the biggest tip you guys can do, and I appreciate it a whole lot. So if I've inspired you to make a bow before, or hopefully gonna inspire you to make a bow, share your feedback.
I think you bought a croissant from the UK.
Yeah,
the airport.
we had a layover at the Charles de Gaulle airport in France too.
In France.
So instead of getting a croissant in Paris, we got a croissant in London. And I actually bought like 4 or 5 to take home for the family. But with the altitude and the pressure of the cabin, what ended up happening, you guys, is that they turned into balloons. So I had a plastic bag full of them, and they about exploded because of the pressure. So it was like a Mylar balloon, like the balloons you guys see. That's what the croissants were like. It was good.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey,
Hi,
Lynn.
Darlene.
So there is a funky bow using 2 ribbons.
Joan says across the pond is the UK.
Yes, that's what I thought. So this is what you can do with 2 ribbons, you guys. Something totally different. And more specifically, 2 ribbons using a 1.5 inch and a 7/8 inch ribbon. So it goes to show, don't be afraid of mixing it up. Don't be afraid of trying different things. You never know how they're going to turn out. I've had my fair share of designs that did not turn out the way I liked. Right, Alex?
Yes.
But on that off chance it turns out exactly the way you want, you're going to be really happy, and it's going to be worth your while. So now let's make our wreath. We're going to cut another length of wire.
Becky says you inspired me last Monday.
Ooh, last Monday. Thank you, Becky. I would
Hi,
love to see what
Linda.
you've made. Hey, Linda. And for those of you that do not have a Bowdabra or their wire yet, we do carry them at nickseasonaldecor.com. We are using the silver, but you can also purchase the gold. We're going to start to use the gold in a few weeks as we approach Christmas a little bit more, because there's a lot of Christmas designs I want to do, and that gold ribbon would be perfect.
Hey, Victoria.
Hey, Victoria. So our wreath bow, we're going to do something very simple. We're going to do 1 loop about 4 inches, another loop about 4 inches, and we're going to repeat that twice. So coming back in on the other side. Where do I share my first 2 projects? So Becky, you can share them in both the Bowdabra fan gallery as well as the Nick Seasonal Decor crafting community. Both groups, we would love to see what you've created.
Andrea says, can you please make another fall wreath with the bicycle wheel? Please.
I know. We did one on my birthday, and it seemed to be a big hit, Alex said. I mean, they sold out in minutes, so we don't have many colors left, but I know we have orange, so maybe it'll be fun to do an orange one. Alex loves them. Dad loves them. I'm just not a big bicycle wheel. Maybe I'm too classical, right? So I think we'll do another one, and you talk me into it. So we'll do
one for each color.
We should. We did the rust, and that's the only bicycle wheel I've ever designed on. We've designed wagon wheels before, but not bicycle wheels. So I'll tie this wire from behind.
Michelle asked if you could make small bows to attach to scrapbook album covers. She makes a lot of decorative album covers.
Yes, so you can absolutely use this 7/8 inch ribbon for smaller bows. I mean, this bow that we're creating is very small too. So we have one of our wonky 14 inch. We always use the less than perfect wreaths for my designs because it goes to show you guys that we're able to create beautiful wreaths on, not so beautiful grapevines, and you guys can too. So whether you've purchased a grapevine, from any local store, or you've just had one lying around that's just not perfect, you absolutely can put it to use and make it work. So I'll place our bow here.
Hi, Julie. Thank you so much. She says, hope you both are okay. Been thinking of you the last couple of days. I'd love to win some ribbon from Wales.
Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. It's been a tough few days, but what brings me a lot of joy is being here in my studio designing with all of you guys. But I appreciate that, and you might be the lucky winner, right? So for those of you that don't know what she's talking about, every time we're live, each Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern here on Bowdabra, Bowdabra does give away a free roll of scrunchy ribbon, and all you have to do is just let us know you'd like to win. So there is that simple little bow. Isn't that cute?
So cute. I love that color.
I know. This is a burnt orange. It's one of my favorites. We're going to come back in with some scrap leaves. So these were used in the wreath community last week, and I have some of the leaves left over. So instead of throwing them out, I always save these more premium, prettier leaves, and we always put them to use into our designs because they're too nice to waste.
Darlena says, I make mine by hand but have never heard of Bowdabra till I found you and I started watching you. You inspire me each and every time I watch you. You are such a blessing.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So now we'll come back in with one more straight up. Like that Paula Abdul song. Well, Alex laughed, but she has no idea what song it is. That's how well I know her, you guys. Okay, so there's those leaves. Then I cut these two last week, and we ended up not using them. So I don't want to waste them, so we'll just re-dip them, or we haven't dipped them yet. And we'll just work them in.
Brenda loves the size of that ribbon.
Right? Isn't that pretty? They're going fast. I wish we got more because they're so nice. But we have them in every color. I made sure. So we'll just work in these two, one on each side. Fluff your bow. Pull those loops. So that's a few leaves. I also have a few of these leaves too. These are from our dahlias. Might as well work them in. Victoria would love to win. Working a few of these. I love that burnt orange. I think this is my favorite color that we have.
I was going to say, Jean just said that word for word. My favorite color is that burnt orange.
Yeah. Jean, we think alike. Yeah, this burnt orange has got to be my favorite out of these ribbons. I'd say this one, and then we have a navy color that you saw, that we just worked with actually, is my second, a close second. And then after that, I'd say... I don't know. I think I like the yellow too, Alex.
Yeah, the yellow's pretty.
So we're going to use the yellow later tonight on my page. I love the yellow because yellow works for spring. It works for summer, fall.
Steve wants to win tonight.
Hi, Steve. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, we have one more leaf. I'll place it up top.
Danae loves this wreath design already.
Thank you, Danae. Keeping it very simple tonight to show you guys that you can create pretty things using either scraps or waste.
Michelle says, I've got my husband watching on his phone as well.
Oh my God, Michelle. I'm sorry to do that to you, Michelle's husband. But here we have our little wreath. We used, what, a couple bucks worth of products, right? Grapevine, $5.50 or $5.75. 2 hydrangeas, some leftover leaves, and maybe a yard of ribbon, and it's 25 yards per spool. So if we break that down even further, at $5.50 a spool, 25 yards, we're looking at maybe 20 cents worth of ribbon. So, wreaths don't have to be expensive, and bows don't have to be expensive. We're going to cut another length of wire. We should have enough time for one more bow. We'll place this wire into the Bowdabra.
Kelly says yellow and navy look great together.
Yes, yellow and navy. I think that's
Jill.
one of my favorites. Hey, Jill.
Hi, Joe.
Oh, hi, Joe. Thank you, Pat. Pat says beautiful. So, what should we do with... Ooh, we're going to do something different.
Oh.
Sorry. Ready? We're going to cut like we did before.
I knew you were going to do that.
You knew?
I knew it.
Cut these. Maybe one more. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take these. Nope, here's an extra leaf. We don't need that. Take these and just work them in. You can also dovetail these ahead of time, which would probably be the smartest move, right? Let's do that. That way they're in our hands. We don't have to fiddle with it once we're done. So I'm just going to dovetail these, and we're going to do a yellow and blue flower using ribbon. So somebody said yellow and navy, and that's one of my favorites for fall. I think jeans and denim for fall, when it comes to ribbons or prints and scarecrows and stuff, along with the yellows and oranges, just make for such a great combo.
We have our winner tonight.
Ooh, who's our lucky winner?
Congratulations to Pamela Snyder from Orlando, Florida.
Congratulations, Pam. You just won yourself a free roll of ribbon.
And you can go ahead and reach out to Bowdabra. You can send them a message right here on Facebook, and they'll get you started and let you know how you can get your ribbon sent to you.
Congratulations. Let's all congratulate Pam. So
Hi,
don't forget,
Farrah.
hey Farrah, don't forget we are live here each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern here on Bowdabra. And each week, Bowdabra does give away a free roll of ribbon.
Yes, congratulations, Pamela.
So there's our yellow. Now we're going to come back in with our blue. And we don't need these to be long at all, do we, Alex?
No.
So we'll do 5 of these. Then we'll dovetail these real quick. I'm excited to see how this turns out. But today, you guys, was, it was hotter than yesterday, I'd say. But still a beautiful day. It's been crazy hot over the last, feels like 2 months now.
I know.
It's been a long time. We've had a heat wave and an extreme drought. But today was bearable. I mean, it does get a little hot when you're working fast, but not as bad as it has been, which is definitely good. So now we'll just work in these smaller pieces right in the middle. Take your wire. Yeah, hands up, who likes yellow and blue together? So I wasn't planning on doing this, so I did cut the wire longer than we really needed it to be. But that's okay, because you never know. I decided to change my mind, and that can happen to you too. So better to be over-prepared and have a longer wire than under-prepared. Cut your wire off. Then we can fluff it out, so we'll pull these loops on either side. Pull the little blue ones out. And I like keeping these a little bit more 3D. I think it looks like a flower when you do it that way. Pull the yellow ones.
Bonnie says love.
Look at that. What do you guys think of that technique? Isn't that kind of cool? I think that looks really pretty. 250 of you guys, thank you for so much for tuning in. But we are wrapping up. So I want to take a second and thank Sandy, thank Joe and Dory for being with us and having us as a guest. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching, for your hearts and your support, and all of that awesome stuff. You can find all of these products available at nickseasonaldecor.com. I am Nick Kretikos of Nick Seasonal Decor. Thank you guys for watching. We are live here in Bowdabra each and every week at 7 p.m. Eastern. Be sure to join the Bowdabra Fan Gallery and the crafting community for additional inspiration. And I will see you all next Monday at 7 Eastern. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.